this is Karen Ferris with KGF Designs, and I wanted to show you how I am doing this slip-on pocket in the main panel, and copying it from the technique I think that this Coach purse has, and it seems like they have a leather flap on the inside, and then on the outside of the inside lining panel, and then they attach the lining to that piece, and then this piece attached to the main panel slip pocket. This is what I came up with. So it's almost the same, and then you can see that the leather is in there, and then the other leather tab is attached to it, and then all you need to do is sew the lining panel, the inside lining panel, to the leather, and then you won't have an opening, so you will have a closed. And when you do your stitch to close the pocket, then you have this very clean line for slipping anything on this pocket. So the first thing that you need to do is you will need to have the leather for the inside lining that will go for this will be like the little tab in which the slip-on pocket would be attached to. And what I do is I cut the length of your purse, and then I would do 1 inch strip. So I will need 1 inch strip for one side of the slip pocket, and then another inch strip for the other side. So here are my 1 inch strip for the slip inside lining pocket. And the next step is actually very helpful, and I don't know how you will be able to do it without a double-sided tape. So you will need a 1/4 inch double-sided tape. So what you will do is put it right next to the edge, all the way on the right side up, and then you will on one of the strips, and then on the other strip you put the 1/4 inch double-sided tape right on the edge on the wrong side of your strip. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So here is the double-sided tape that I placed the 1/4 inch on the wrong side of my leather, and then on the right side of my leather. And then I will need to measure where I cut the slip-in pocket in my main panel, and then on the wrong side of that I'm gonna be putting lines, so I will line this up correctly. So now I am going to mark the line in which my little tab is going to be. The one that is actually on the right side up, this will need to be on the top of my slip-in pocket, and then the ones that the tape is on the wrong side up, that will need to be on the bottom of my slip pocket. So this is how it's going to look in the wrong side of the main panel. So you will need to stagger it like this, like that. And I just need to measure where I'm going to be placing the strips. So I need to measure a 1/4 inch, but just like a little dot more. So I don't really know how much that was gonna be. So maybe 5/8. So just go one line more from a 1/4 inch, and then do your line there. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, so I put the double-sided tape from the strip that was on the wrong side of the leather, and then I attached it to the main panel on the wrong side, and I placed it right on the edge of my where my cut is. And then now what I'm going to do is I am going to top stitch. So I'm going to turn on the right side, and then I'm going to top stitch starting 1/4 of an inch from the edge of the cut, and stop 1/4 of an inch before you finish before the cut. So, and then my stitch seam allowance is going to be an eighth of an inch. So here's my top stitch, very clean. And then I put the thread on the wrong side, and then all I need to do is tie the thread and then burn the end so it won't undo. Alright, so I trimmed off the excess thread, and then I burned the ends so my thread won't be undone. And then what I'm going to do is now attach this strip to, I'm gonna turn it the wrong side, looking at the right side up, looking at the wrong side of my main panel, and I am going to place it on that line, and it would need to be right on top of the tab or the strip that is below. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. This is how it looks now. You have the strip at the top and then the strip at the bottom. So what you are going to do now is top stitch. So turn it to the right side up on your main panel, and you want to start where you left off. So you need to align the needle right in there, and then go around 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then stop at that last stitch, so everything will be flushed together, and then we're almost done. So here it is, my top stitch. Turned out to be very nice. Very glad how it turned out to be. And this is what the back looks like. So I already pulled the thread to the wrong side and tied it, made 3 knots, and then burned it with this thing. So yeah. And then all you need to do is actually just put the lining panel piece and sew it. Do like a stop stitching, and you sew the fabric to the leather, and then do the same thing, and then you will fold this on the side, and then you will sew the seam whatever seam allowance you want. You will sew to finish and complete the pocket. But I'm gonna add a magnet here, so whenever I do my fabric, I'm gonna put another piece of leather with that fabric together, and so I can put my snaps. Then that's it. Share it, like, subscribe if you want any more tips like this. Thanks so much.